On this week's Happy Hour, from the documentary short, The Session, Conrad Abel Miles, stand-up comedy from Brian Kenny, and of course me, the Happy Hour regular, Jocelyn. And now, from All Saints Public House in Cleveland, it's Happy Hour with Steve Guy.
Welcome to another episode of Happy Hour with Steve Guy. It's a brand new season, our third season, which, I mean, whatever. The first two were really short. We're getting in the swing of things, but we are here. We are back after taking a couple of weeks off, and we have an amazing show for you. I sit down to have a chat with Conrad Abel Miles. He's featured in a documentary called The Session. It is playing at multiple film festivals all over the place. It was in the Cleveland International Film Festival and won an award there, soon to be in DC Film Festival as well, plus stand-up comedy from Cleveland comedian Brian Kenny. And before all that, look, I am wearing pink because I'm throwing this out to you guys. I was nominated to take part in the American Cancer Society's Real Men Wear Pink campaign and representing Northeast Ohio. So if you follow us on social media, just look for Happy Hour with Steve Guy all over the place. Type that sucker in, find it. We'll throw up the links so that you can donate to the cause and support it. I'm in competition with people. Supposed to raise $2,500, so you know what I mean? Help a guy out. But aside from all that, before all that, and obviously that goes to a great cause, I get to catch up with our Happy Hour regular Jocelyn and talk about things that people are talking about at their happy hours. Hi, Jocelyn.
What's up, Steve?
I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
I know, you still look dashing.
Yeah, I'm wearing my pink.
It really brings out the color of your underlying skin tones.
Yeah, I went outside a couple times. Yeah.
Barely.
What are you trying to say?
You look what you are.
Shut up, Jocelyn. What about, hey, these storms? Were you here? I was out of town and Labor Day in Cleveland, although I was on my way back and I got stuck trying to not hit tornadoes. That was exciting.
I got like 12 flash flood warnings for the downtown area because I was going to drive back to Pittsburgh to see my family and I was waiting it out and I was like, this is never going to stop.
It was so flooded in Cleveland that MLK Boulevard had fish swimming in it like it was a river. Did you see it?
No.
There's a video of a police officer picking up fish out of the road.
Was there like standing water on the road?
Yeah, it was like a river. Like on the road was like a creek, a river. Like it was a lot.
So
of
was
water.
he like darting his hand in the water trying to catch fish, or were they just laying?
He must have done this before because he was just like snatching them and was like, "Here you go, little guy, back in the river." I don't know what he did in another life. But
see, if I was that caught, that fish would have just died. So I don't want to touch fish. Or anything with scales, for that matter.
Why? Because they're gross and slimy?
Yeah.
They are gross and slimy.
Yeah, exactly. So you know.
Yeah, that's true. But then if the water goes away, then you just have a road full of fish.
Sounds like lunch.
For somebody. I'm not eating that. Not eating that.
There's not a food shortage if that's happened.
Yeah, that's true. And then the NFL is back. Football happened.
I've been waiting to use this. I've learned this term maybe 10 years ago, and I've been waiting to use it.
What?
Cleveland steamer.
Odell Beckham? Is that what he's talking about?
Of course.
I don't know this woman accusing him of wanting to
She's a rapper's
get poop on his chest.
baby mother, apparently.
Cleveland, unfortunately the Browns are not the Cleveland team looking for a name change.
It's just perfect.
Yeah, that would work. That's disgusting. I don't even know if it's real or not.
Everyone has their proclivities.
No, that is not one of mine. It will never be one of mine. I know the phrase exists of I'll try anything once. I don't use that phrase because I think of things like that and I will not do that once.
That usually isn't the first thing that pops into my mind when I say I'll try anything once. Because I said that a lot.
Everything about it, the setup, how to even have that conversation with someone. Only rich people, I think, do it. So, like, while I think that this lady is, pardon the pun, I think she's full of shit, but I think that...
She was for Odell.
Yeah. He didn't have a good first game back either, which was surprising because...
Is it?
Well, if this is true, you would think that he would catch the big brown thing coming in his way. Just saying. What about, you don't pay attention much to news, I'm sure. You love this stuff. I like to scour for fun scientific things. Mm-hmm. And apparently they think that there was life at some point, or there currently is, on Venus.
Well, you know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I did think about this because they said that the evidence shows that maybe there had been life there, but the climate on Venus is like 800 degrees Fahrenheit, so there's no way that something could survive right now. So maybe that life left somewhere, which means there's other life still in the universe. So my theory is that women maybe really are from Venus, and you can't get that WAP when it's 800 degrees Fahrenheit on Venus, so you've got to come to Earth. You know what I mean? Just throwing it out.
I mean, maybe that's why women like our showers so hot. You know, women usually like hot water in their showers.
Yeah, and they're always hot-mannered and tempered.
We keep things spicy.
Yeah. But apparently that's the thing. So there you go. Is it scary that there's other life out there?
I've always assumed that we're not the only. There's no way we can be the only ones.
What do you think they look like?
Probably us with more digits.
Like two penises?
You know what? I would love that, actually.
You would.
I would.
I'm not going to touch that. I'll give you another drink if you want to leave me a fat tip.
Only got $4 on me. Is that enough to cover this?
Son of a bitch. Let's get on with the show, folks.
My whole life has been nothing but mental stress.
I ain't never finished. I've been in here getting on for about 11 minutes.
Our two boys, Krump, changed their perspective about what they can do.
Yeah, I hold the world record. Call me Guinness. I start that two-hand bang, you know I feel it. Call me the menace.
People is lost, don't have nothing to do, and nowhere to go. But the place that they do come to is that session.
Bang, keep banging on. Keep banging on. Keep banging on. I 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 keep banging on.
All right, joining me now, swinging by for a happy hour. This guy is a filmmaker, he is a dancer, he does so many different things. We're gonna try to talk about it all. He currently is featured in the short called The Session. It is currently available through the DC Shorts Film Festival. They won an award at the Cleveland International Film Festival in 2019. Please welcome Conrad Miles. Welcome, man.
What's good, bro? How
What's
you doing,
going on?
man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing great.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So when you Krump, your name is Abel.
Yes, sir.
What do you want me to call? Do I call you Conrad right now? Or do I call you Abel?
You can call me Abel.
All right. All right.
you can call me Abel.
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, maybe Abel starts somewhere and stops somewhere, and then I'm talking. Am I talking to Conrad? Or am I talking? I don't know. Listen, like I'm involved in the world of pro wrestling. People got wrestling names, and then afterwards they got real names. So
Yeah.
you gotta call one or the other.
Definitely, yeah. You can call me Abel, bro. Yeah.
All right, cool. Listen, I start every show off because this is happy hour.
Okay.
So when we have a guest on, I at least like to know what their happy hour drink of choice is. when
Happy
you're
hour
drinking.
drink of choice. A little bit of Patron.
Yeah?
A little bit of Patron.
Okay.
No, maybe Hennessy.
All right.
Maybe a little bit of Hen Dog, but
Have you ever done you ever had Hennessy with some orange juice in there?
yeah.
That's it.
Cranberry.
Hennessy and cranberry.
Try that.
That's a solid one.
No. Patron and cranberry.
Patron and cranberry. Yeah. Ooh, I've never done. I love tequila,
Okay.
but I've never done tequila with cranberry juice.
Okay.
That's one thing I can say I haven't mixed with tequila.
Okay.
I've done a lot of things. Like tequila and White Claw. I mix those together. I mix them together, man.
Okay.
Tequila and soda, tequila and Sprite. I've never done cranberry juice. Now I feel like I'm gonna have to.
You had to do that.
I'm gonna have to do
You're
that.
gonna have to do it.
All right, I'm in. Hennessy and orange juice though is low key.
Low key.
Low key chef's kiss right there. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. Listen, a lot of white guys don't. I know about it, but there are a lot of white guys who are just like, hey man, it's 2020.
It's 2020.
Get with the program.
Right. Oh my gosh. Right.
Stuff is
That's
good.
funny.
Stuff is good. All right, man, let's talk about. One of the cool thing is, you were featured in The Session.
Yeah.
But you're also a filmmaker. Not only are you featured in it, but you were part of the behind the scenes of this thing too.
Yeah, man. So Chris Webb, my boy.
Yeah.
Hey, big shout out to Chris Webb. Big shout out to Chris Webb. That's my boy. We was at my house actually, and I was doing some video work for Chris. He was going to different schools, speaking at different schools, doing poetry, and he was coming to pick up some footage.
Okay.
And he was talking about an idea he had, and it wasn't quite like hitting. It wasn't sticking, and we was just talking. I was like, hey man, let's do it on Krump. Let's add what you got with the mental health aspect and add Krump, because Krump and mental health, like we use Krump as an outlet. And
yeah.
Mental health is very serious in the Krump community. But like, let's put both of them together.
Let me stop you here before we get too far into this, because
Okay.
I guarantee that there are going to be so many people watching this, and already you said Krump and Krumping, and they're going to be like, what is that?
So Krumping is a urban street dance. Urban street dance. It was created late 1990s,
Okay.
early 2000s by a man named Tight Eyes. His name is Cesare Willis, and Joe Artist, Miho. Those are the two creators of the dance of Krump, and started in South Central LA.
All right.
And they was dancing, they was krumping, and after they created, you know what I mean, they had different people around them, pioneers, and then over the time, Krump started to just grow.
If you can explain the style of dance that it is.
Very rugged,
Yeah.
very aggressive. Like when you're dancing, every part of your body is like doing something. You're using every muscle. It's very aggressive. Like I'm a very like cool person, laid back, chill, but if you've seen from some of my battles,
Yeah.
it's I'm very like disrespectful.
It almost looks angry, I guess.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the session.
Okay.
Because I could tell you what I feel like it kind of puts out there in watching it, but you being the filmmaker and person in it, I don't know if it matches up. Like to me, because seeing what Krump is and then watching that, like this session then, so this is basically something that takes place that you guys do regularly.
Yeah.
And it is essentially like, let's get all of this out, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a, you talked about mental health.
Yeah.
It's a spot to go and just let loose and let free.
Like at the sessions, you can either be, sometimes some people aren't even mad. At the sessions, you can come to the session and meet new people.
Yeah.
You can come to the session and Krump. You might have something going on, you just need to clear your head. You can either Krump at the session or you can have a conversation at the session. The session is a place where some people come to test out some of the stuff they've been working on. Let me test this out at the session. Let me see what this looks like before I get to battle somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The session is a place, it's a safe haven. You might need to come to the session to get away from what's going on at home, or what's going on at work, or what's going on at school. You might need to come to the session to talk to one of your brothers or sisters. Or like just be like, hey, I'm going through this, like help me understand, or how you think I can get through this. Like just having those conversations, and the session is a place where you can be there for one another.
Yeah.
It's a community. People just come to the session to have fun. Like sometimes it's not always, I'm sad, I'm upset. It's like, yo, I haven't danced in a minute, I want to see my brothers, I want to see my sister, I want to see my friends, I want to see my family. Let me just come to the session and kick it, dance, have a good time, and just sometimes escape from what's going on in the world.
Well, you guys talk very openly in it about mental health aspects and just things in your life that you're getting. I know there's a quote from you that stuck out to me talking about you don't see a sky, you're looking at the ceiling.
It's a ceiling. Like, you can, like, that's crazy, you know? That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, nah, for real, I don't see a sky, I see a ceiling. Because some people only see that ceiling because they can't get out of what they're going through.
Yeah.
They can't get away from what they're going through. They're so deep in mess, or so deep in depression, or deep in just life, and life just weighing on them.
Right.
They have no type of uplift. They have no type of energy, no type of motivation, nothing. So it's like, yo, I'm stuck in the city where everything around me, people dying,
Yeah.
family members on drugs. What do I do? Like, I'm following the same footsteps they following. They got going on. So it's like, who's helping me? Who's guiding me? Who's leading me? So that's where that quote really comes from. Who's leading me? Who's guiding me? Who's showing me a way when I don't even know the way?
Yeah.
Who's showing me the way when I don't have a way? So that's where that quote come from, man. That's a, like, I don't see a sky, I see a ceiling. Like, that's a serious thing. That's real.
You know, because there's such a stigma regarding mental health.
Yeah.
And as a black man, there is even, from
It's major.
all the black friends I talk to, it is even more of a stigma there.
Yeah.
And like what you guys have kind of created is this session where instead of going to, all right, so if you still feel like you can't go to a therapist because of everything, there's a stigma going around, and it's expensive, right? It's not free.
Yeah.
Man, you can come there and still let all of that out. Like you
Yeah.
are still knocking the walls down of something that's being still kind of freshly talked about,
Yeah.
right? In like, in terms of
serious.
mental health and stuff. But you guys are knocking that wall down and be like, look, there are outlets. There are outlets to this that you still don't have to be feel funny about doing. Like,
Right.
Come Krump and
Come Krump. Like, the biggest thing is another major thing we wanted to let people know, you don't have to even Krump to have an outlet.
yeah.
Like, find your outlet. Find something that best fits you or something that you feel comfortable going to. It might feel uncomfortable at first, though.
Mm-hmm.
It will feel probably uncomfortable. Like, man, this is different. But if you find an outlet that can help get you away from different things or things that might not be good for you, yeah, for a fact.
The other part that I loved about watching the session, you know, you spoke openly about your upbringing,
Yeah.
and things that you went through with your family. But then we see your mother later talking to you, and she tells you that she thought you had bugs on you when she first found out you were crumping.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind. I was laughing so hard. I was like, yeah, I guess that if I didn't know what was happening, I would think
Something wrong with that guy? Like,
yeah.
come on, man.
And then she said, but then she watched, you know, the kids doing it too, which that's got to be really cool too for your mother to see you essentially become like a role model then
Yeah.
doing this. What's that feel like?
Oh man, it feels amazing. It feels amazing. My mom, like, even in the story I talk about, my mom went to rehab. I started dancing. Like, it was a real bad time in my life. Like, probably one of the lowest time. And I was very young.
Yeah.
I was young. I might have been like 12.
Wow.
11, 12 maybe. Yeah, 11, 12. My mom went to rehab. And it was a very serious time in my life. And I was at my grandmother's house, and she was like, look, you ain't sitting in here for the summer. So she dropped me off at the Boys and Girls Club, and they were just talking about, they was dancing in the basement, and I was like, okay, let me just see, because I seen Rise, and I seen like Chris Brown doing a little crumping moves and stuff like that. I was like, oh, let me just go down to the basement and see what they doing. Not knowing me walking down them steps was gonna change my life forever. I walked down them steps and met a guy named Don Isam and Paris Stewart. Paris taught me my first jab, stomp, and chest pop. Literally, that changed my life forever.
Abel, let's talk about this aspect of shooting a documentary.
Okay.
It's got to be difficult to try to shoot a documentary and be part of behind the scenes for something that's very close and personal for you, but then you're also supposed to be a subject of it. How does that work out?
It was fun. It was different, very different, because I'm usually like always behind the camera, and it was I had to like tap in to different scenes and actually dance. But then while dancing, we cut, and I'm running over to the screen to look at the playback to make sure, you know what I mean, on the crumping aspect, like, yo, is this what it, like, okay, we hitting this, we doing this how it's supposed to look, on with Chris Webb.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Chris, like, big shout out to Chris, because we both co-directed this, and it was a challenge. Like a lot of things was going through my mind, especially like when I shot the scene with my mom. Like I didn't like direct that scene at all because I was so focused on the scene with my mom. But right before that, we was at Paul's house, hanging out with his family, and directing that scene. And I was like all in director mode, like boom, 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 and with Chris, and we making sure like Paul is good, making sure things are supposed to look how it's supposed to look. Also with James Pizarro, big shout out to James, our DP, and just making sure everything look. And then an hour and a half later, tapping in, boom, all right, all director stuff, all that stuff, camera stuff out the window. Let me just focus on having a real conversation with my mom, a conversation that we never really even had.
Yeah, because it was very real and emotional, and it's like, how do you capture that emotion if you're still in director mode and you're not focused in on the actual conversation? I
like I had to like literally block all that out, and that was like the first time me and my mom had that conversation. Like that was the first time we ever had that conversation, and it got very, very serious, and it was very, very emotional and very real and authentic. And once it was over, I was like, all right, whew, okay, how did it look, guys?
There were so many great messages just watching this documentary, and it almost feels like it's not long enough. I know it's short, but I feel like there's so much more.
We're working on that.
What's the message that you want people to get out of the session?
Oh man, the message I want people to get out of the session is, it don't matter what you're going through. Like you definitely need to find an outlet, something that you can. All that stuff that's bottled in, you need to find something, whether it's boxing, basketball, football, dancing, to be able to release that. Because if you don't release it, it can, you know what I mean, that bottle gonna pop. And then and another thing is, like, even for my generation, if you don't release that, man, you might be out here robbing and killing people.
Yeah.
You might, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I could have been a product of that.
Oh yeah.
Because where I grew up, like, if I didn't find an outlet, I'd probably been out here selling drugs, shooting people, killing. Like, not saying but no, let's be honest. I probably would have been out here doing something to that extent that I wasn't supposed to be doing, because I'm looking at my other family members doing it, and I'm like, I'm gonna just do what they do.
You didn't find, had you not found something that interested you in that way,
it'd have been bad.
I think it's so inspiring for people to be able to sit down and watch and see that and realize, like, all right, this guy can do it, and he came from a situation that he's explaining, then maybe I can take my story and do it.
If I can do it, you can do it, for a fact.
Yeah.
Like, if I can do it, you can do it. And I want people to really, like, look at the story from Paul's aspect or Aaron's aspect, and I know they can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? You might not come from the hood, but there's some sense of trauma might be going on, and you need an outlet. Just because you don't come from my background or where I grew up at, don't mean you're not going through anything or anything like that you don't have an outlet. Like, find an outlet.
But aside from crumping, you are a filmmaker.
Yeah.
As we've talked about, and you're behind the camera. What's coming up in the future? You got more to work on?
Oh yes, man. I'm working on a short film right now, and then right after the short film, I'm gonna do my feature. I'll give it to y'all now. My feature is called My America.
Okay.
So
I'm already intrigued.
Just stay tuned.
I'm already intrigued.
My America is the feature.
And you can be seen in a very short called The Ultras.
Oh man, The Ultras is fire. That was a very powerful film.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful.
It's not very long, but it gets the point across 100%.
Definitely.
If I could break it down quickly and easily, it essentially, you play a character where you're walking down the street and you come upon, which would be a situation similar to what happened with George Floyd, and the whole idea being, because so many people ask the question, why didn't somebody just do something?
Yeah.
But you guys do an amazing job of depicting, like, this is why. This is why nobody did it.
You know the crazy part is?
Yeah.
I would do that in real life.
That you would step in?
I would step in. Like, I would do that in real life. I can't see somebody getting put on the ground like that, slam, and being abused, and somebody is just abusing their power.
Yeah.
Like, I had a conversation with my wife. I was like, man, I might have to do the 6 months. Archery was really dope. Crazy part is I had some friends hitting me up like, hey, bro, is they really doing that to you? I was about to say. I was like, hey. I was like, nah, the city's still standing. They ain't doing that. the city's still standing. They ain't do that to me. Bro, I was about to catch a flight. We about to drive up there. Like, what's going on, G? Like, nah, we acting, bro.
Everybody
We
calm down.
acting.
I appreciate you swinging by happy hour. Look, if you want to check out the session, you can right now. Throw a little bit of money out there. Check out the DC Shorts. To the website. It's the one down here. And watch the session. It's 18 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't find 20 minutes of your life to sit down and watch this and be inspired and be moved, I don't know what to tell you. But check it out. Watch Abel do his thing along with all his friends. And, you know, as I end this, you had said that if you can do it, somebody else can do it.
Yeah.
You wanna teach me? Want to teach me some Krump moves, man?
Let's do it, man. Come on. So,
All right, we're gonna Krump when we come back. All right, Abel. You're gonna teach me a couple moves. Should I be stretching right now?
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know, you might have to go home and ice a little bit later, but you'll be all good.
Okay, great.
So first thing I'm gonna teach you is a stomp. So you stomp. Yep. So you see how my posture is a little bit? Get your little posture going on.
I need to go like this?
Yeah. Can you do this a little bit? Spread your legs a little bit more. Right there you go. There you go. Boom. Do them. So you're gonna do one. So one. Chest pop. Two. So when you do a chest pop, you suck your stomach in. You like boom.
My God.
So you don't move your shoulders. I'm about to get you together, big
This
dog.
is ridiculous. There's so much to this.
So when you do a chest pop,
Yeah.
you suck your gut in, you raise your chest.
I like that I just did it as I was laughing at myself, but I don't know how to do it.
All right. So go try it.
No,
So
I'm like,
boom, boom. Okay, you get. It's gonna take some time.
yeah.
So let's do the stump.
I know
and
how to
chest.
do the peck dance, but that's different.
So let's do the stump and chest pop. So I'm gonna do 5, 6, 7, 8. Stump, chest pop. All right.
Okay.
And then I want you to do a jab. So we do a jab. So 1, 2. Yep. It comes right back.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the stump, chest pop, and jab. Let me see you do it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stump, chest pop, jab. Ooh. So I'm gonna do it with you.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8. Stump, chest pop, jab. See, like I'm real big on like muscle memory.
Yeah.
So I make people do it like 20 times over and over before we go to the next thing. But
It's that whole suck it in and
so you suck the stomach in, and then boom, there you go. Now try to lift, now. You push your back like that. You gonna get it soon. He'll get it soon. He'll get it soon. So let's do it
I
again.
feel like I need a mirror.
So
You know-
stump, chest pop, jab. So now we're gonna speed it up.
Oh, great.
Just a little. We're gonna speed it up just a little bit.
Okay.
So we probably go like 70%. All right.
All right.
So 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh man, that's a quick jab. Okay, all right.
So when the jab go out, so when you put the jab out, it comes right back. So
Like a boomerang.
yeah, there you go. Boom.
I'm gonna throw my shoulder out.
So now let me see. Now let me see you do a full out stump,
All right.
chest pop, and jab.
All right, here we go.
It's a basic.
You just count me down.
5, 6, 7, 8. Stump, chest pop, jab. Woo! You see? You see? So we're gonna do it together. We're gonna do
Okay.
100% together.
Okay. Ready.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I went for the jab first.
It's all good. But
Thank you so much.
already.
Make sure that you check out the session. It's with the DC Shorts right now. You can check it out there, and they can follow the session on Instagram.
Yes,
Right?
you can follow the session CLE.
There it is. Conrad Miles, better known as Abel. Man, thanks so much for swinging by happy hour again.
appreciate it,
and,
bro.
And teaching me a couple things. Maybe one day. We'll be back with comedy from Brian Kenny after this.
Last girl I was in like a thing with, I don't even know what to call it as a thing. But she didn't trust all this charming and funny being out here telling these jokes all the time. So what she would do is she would put physical marks all over my body during sex. She would bite down into my shoulder and clench her teeth like a dog attack. She'd take her nails, she'd start at the bottom of my head, drag them all the way down my neck and back. And at first, I was like, I am doing a great job. Killing this right now. This girl can't even contain herself. She has to hurt me. I come to find out what's actually happening. This is her words, not mine. Is she's marking me for other bitches out in the wild. Like a farmer does with cattle. Physical abrasions on me to show ownership to others. And I was cool with it. Until one night things got a little out of control. She takes her teeth, she sinks them into my shoulder, and she's grinding them back and forth. She takes her nails, she sinks them into my arm until they actually pierce the skin, and then she drags them down. And I look at her, I said, listen, you gotta take this down one notch or you're gonna kill me. She looks me right back in the eyes. She goes, sometimes a man's gotta bleed for that. Right? Is that not the most intense thing you've ever heard? What are you, Jesse the Body Ventura in the movie Predator? You gonna say some shit like that? That's the first time that phrase has ever been said outside of prison walls. And I was cool with it. She used to refer to me as Wolverine when talking about me to her friends, because I'm big, I'm hairy, and I can take a beating. Again, no punchline to that, just something awesome about myself I wanted to share with all of you tonight. Only time this all got awkward is I moved back in with my parents, like a successful 30-year-old man. One day I get out of the shower, I go down into the dryer to get a clean shirt. My parents see me with these wounds all over my body. And they're a good, conservative kind of people, and this style of sex is very foreign to them. So my mom looks at me very concerned. She's like, doesn't know what to make of it. She said, hey, have you been getting into fights? Describe in words what the image of that fight looks like in your head. Am I fighting a raccoon in this scenario? My dad thought I was in gambling debt. He's like, who do you owe money to? Yeah, Dad, I owe money to the kind of people who will scratch up and down my back with their fingernails to send a message. The silliest organized crime family in the history of organized crime. That's where I placed my bets with Father. After a minute, I couldn't even take it. I was like, they have no faith in my game. I just came out with it. I was like, listen, guys, sometimes a man's got to bleed for that. I am the Wolverine.
It's hilarious. Brian Kenny is very funny. Check him out on social media at I am Brian Kenny. Thanks so much for him to allow us to show that. Thanks, of course, to my guest, Conrad Abel Miles, and of course to Jocelyn, our happy hour regular, for swinging by. And as always, thanks to All Saints Public House in Cleveland for allowing us to shoot everything here. And we've come to the portion of our show that we call Here's to You. Don't forget, you can email happyhoursteveguy@gmail.com. Nominate somebody that you know in your life or around the area that's doing something really cool and awesome that deserves a shout out. And each time we end the show with this, we raise our glasses, give cheers, and say, here's to you, to somebody doing something really cool, whether it's locally or anywhere. Somebody just deserves a little bit. And we want to be able to extend it on social media as well. So right now, this week, our Here's to You is actually a national story. This goes to the head coach of the Washington football team, Ron Rivera. For those who don't know, Ron Rivera was diagnosed with cancer, and leading up to the season, he was going to chemo and still going to practice to get ready for the game, and made it to the first week game, and Washington happened to win their game. So, Coach, it's a very courageous battle, all of it, and it's an inspiring thing, and that's some of the stories that we love at Happy Hour with Steve Guy. All involve inspiration. So, Coach Ron Rivera, here's to you. And that's going to do it for this episode of Happy Hour with Steve Guy. Again, thanks to my guests. Again, thanks to All Saints Public House. And thanks to all of you for swinging by Happy Hour. Oh my God, tequila with Steve Guy.